Hello and welcome to a new card tutorial here at justonemore.card.com. Today I want to show you how to create really eye-catching front panels for your card. And I'm going to use these three stamp sets. They're from three different companies. The main focal point will be with this Hero Art stamp set. It's available as a rubber stamp as well as a clear stamp. And I have the rubber stamp version, and we're going to use the thank you today. It's a really awesome set. I love it. I'm stamping it on some regular cardstock, and I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's a pigment ink, and I'm inking up my stamp really well. When I want really crisp impressions and a really deep black, I'm always going for the VersaFine Onyx Black. It's my absolute favorite ink for sentiments and really crisp black lines. Now, when I clean pigment ink off my stamps, I usually first use a baby wipe, and then I'm using this scrubber pad by Hero Arts with the Hero Arts spray, and that makes my stamps really clean. I just wanted to show you that because that's one of the products I've discovered last year, and I was really disappointed with myself that I didn't buy it earlier. It's just fantastic. In the meantime, I've die cut the sentiment with the scallop dies by Lawn Fawn, and I'm just placing it on my watercolor card base to know where to stamp the florals by Paper Smooches. And now I'm using my Faber-Castell's watercolor pencils. As you can see, I have just the basic set, it's just 12 of them, and I'm going to use them with my Duff blender pen. Some of you may know that I am currently obsessed with blender pens, and of course with these watercolor pencils, and I'm just scribbling here on the watercolor cardstock to lay down some base color. Of course you can use your water brush with these pencils, but I found that with the pen, the blender pen, like the pen gives me so much more control than a brush ever could. Maybe because I'm challenged in a certain way, I don't know. So I just wanted to see what happens if I use the Duff blender pen with watercolors. And as you will see, it will work quite nicely. I've just laid down colors everywhere, just scribble down a little bit. And here I'm going in with the close-up, and I've also darkened it up a bit, the light, so you can see it better, hopefully. And you can see how we go from the scribbles to a really beautiful solid color coating. And I'm just blending the color out, and then I'm cleaning off my blender pen on a scratch piece of paper to the left, so I get the remaining color off the tip before I go into another color. It fascinates me absolutely how you can go from the scribbles to this beautiful solid color coating. Of course you could do this with water again, but I just feel like the blender pen gives me more options. Then I'm using a black fine tip pen. This is from Staedtler, I think, and I'm just drawing in a little few elements to add some interest to the flowers. I'm trying to get back into the Zentangle mood. I've been doing that quite a bit last year, and I want to expand my extend my skills a little bit. So I started here, just drawing in a little bit here. Then I'm using my T-ruler to draw a straight line across the front panel, because I will be fuzzy cutting around this flower shape. And you can see how it looks like. This is how it looks like, and of course it doesn't stand very well. So I've cut another piece that is exactly the same size as the front panel, which will go behind the front panel and help make the card stand up. And of course I will decorate the bottom part, so it will be more interesting. For that reason, I have drawn a line in the center, which will be hidden by the card base later on, so I don't need to worry about this, but I needed to line up my stamp perfectly centered. I'm using the Sunray stamp from a Mama Elephant stamp set. All my supplies are listed below in the video description, as always. And I'm just repeated this, and if you think, oh, this is not very impressive, wait a second, look! I'm putting it behind the flowers. It looks really pretty. So, off camera, I adhered a piece of ribbon that I got from Pretty Pink Posh. And I'm like, oh, no, I adhered it too far up. I can't really center my thank you, because otherwise it will, stick out at the top. So I just ripped off the ribbon and reattached it a tiny bit further down. Literally just a tiny bit further down using my new ATG gun. It's awesome! Thanks everybody who recommended it to me. So I'm reattaching the ribbon a little bit further down, and now I can finally center the thank you without it sticking over the card top. So then I'm adhering lots and lots of foam tape to this front side of the card base, because I want to have some dimension between the card base and this other piece of cardstock that I'm putting underneath it. And I'm just holding, like basically letting gravity do its thing. I'm just lining this up at the very top and then running my fingers along the sides to make sure nothing shifts and it's aligned perfectly, literally aligned perfectly. And you can see we have a little bit of dimension here, adding some interest. And then I'm also putting a little bit of foam tape behind the thank you that I've die cut and adhering it to the very center of the card. And then, because I thought it wasn't finished, I have these, kind of enamel dots, but they're made with pearl pens. I made them a while ago, and I've just attached them to my card, sprinkled them around, and you can see, I think it looks pretty neat, especially because on the inside it's absolutely clean. You don't see anything. You don't see any color, you don't see the ribbon, and from the front, the recipient of the card will probably go, how did they do this? This is just one of those fun cards. I hope you'll give this technique a try, and I hope to see you again soon. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. There are more awesome videos coming. See ya!